You wait months for an update to come along, then 4 hit you all in one go. Mini 3 Pro firmware update, Air2S firmware update, Fly app update, and the RC remote firmware update all hit the ground this week. And their simultaneous release is not a coincidence, because amongst all the improvements and changes, bang, RC remote can now control the Air2S. And that is what I'm talking about today. Hello, I'm Ian and I play with drones and a fair bit to get through today, but look, I'm going to focus on the update that really grabbed my attention, namely allowing this, the RC remote that comes with the Mini 3 Pro to control this, Air2S, which is what a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. So today I'm going to be showing you how to update the Air2S firmware and then how to update the RC remote firmware as well, and then bind the Air2S to your remote control. Now look, many of you will know I do have a spare RC remote. Alas, due to an unfortunate volcanic incursion, I decommissioned my old Mini 3 Pro when the heat from the lava damaged and welded the lithium battery to the drone's body. Now, being unable to get a replacement drone-only package, my replacement Mini 3 came with its own RC remote. So since then, I've had a spare RC remote sitting on the shelf waiting for an update, which had been doing the rumour mills for quite some time. And as I said, this week, finally DJI released the update, which will allow this to control that. So happy little boy here. Let's take a look at what's involved. First off, make sure you're going to update the Air2S first so that it's ready when the RC is updated. Now to do that, switch the Air2S on and connect it to it via your phone. So switching it on. And then you'll still need the old remote with your phone, obviously, attached, and obviously your phone has got to have internet access. Now you're going to open the Fly app, which itself may offer an update. And look, I'm going to go through the Fly app update in a separate video, or we're literally going to be here all day with this one video. So for now, I don't actually need to update the Fly app on the phone. It's the firmware that I'm interested in today. So with the drone on, and the remote control on and the Fly app open, you should then get the option of the new Air2S firmware to update. And if it pops up on the home screen, then brilliant, you can click that and let it download and install. It should do it all automatically for you, as long as you've got good battery on the drone and the remote and your phone, and that you've got good access to data. If you don't see that prompt, you can very easily poke it to update by going into the main settings across, if you go to the 3 dots top right in the camera view, then scroll across to the right, about, and then scroll down to the firmware. And here you'll see the option to check for updates. And once you click that, it will check and it should update by itself. So whichever way you get to it, it's going to take 5–10 minutes with a fair bit of powering on and powering off. But once the Air2S has been updated, you can switch it off, put it to one side, and turn your focus to the RC remote. Now, to update this, you're going to turn it on with the click and then long click. Then make sure you slide the screen down to access the system settings. Now you're going to need to turn on the Wi-Fi. So you've got to tap that little spanner nut thing and then make sure your Wi-Fi is switched on so that you can hook up to the hotspot or your home Wi-Fi. And after a minute or two, it should offer you the option of new RC firmware update, which is what you're going to click. Now again, like we did with the Air2S, you can force check it by clicking the connection guide lower right, then select camera view, tap the 3 dots top right, then go across to the About tab. Scroll down and you've got Aircraft Firmware and Controller Firmware. Just tap the Check for Updates link on the Aircraft Firmware and this will initiate a check for the RC's firmware too. And sure enough, it will then offer you the package to update. And again, like the Air2S, it's going to take a few minutes to update, and it does a bit of a major reset, so you may need to check the settings that you've had. But once you have confirmed the options and you finally get the connection guide, then here you can see how, when you scroll right, you get also the option for the DJI Air2S, which is what so many people have been waiting for, which is why I'm such a happy lad. So, all of those updates done, you can now bind the RC remote to the Air2S. And you're going to have to do this the first time you try and control the Air2S, and you do it by turning on the remote and the Air2S. You're going to hit that connection guide, scroll right until you get to Air2S. Now, first time that you're connecting, you may get this inconsistent firmware message. We've already updated the Air2S, so just click update and you should see that literally within a second or two it will actually say aircraft updated. So then it's going to search, and it's going to be searching and searching. You look at the little thing down the bottom. If it says unable to connect to aircraft, which it can't because you've never connected before, tap the blue at the bottom and we're going to go into pairing mode. And you can see here you've got pair. Tap that. Then you've got to press and hold the power button on the Air2S. So you've got flashing blue, okay, and very loud annoying bleeping. Press and hold, 4 seconds. Now he's doing his little thing. Beep, beep. Pairing should be complete. You're only going to do this the first time that you're connecting. Yep, okay. Offering me AirSense on this, which of course the RC remote has never actually enabled on the Air2S, so I'm going to enable AirSense. And there we go. We now have the RC remote controlling the Air2S. So look, I have to say that this remote was one of the biggest draws to the Mini 3 Pro for me, and the main reason, to be honest, that I've been using the Mini 3 Pro pretty much exclusively over the summer. I just love the ease and simplicity of just firing up dedicated remote and the drone without any drama whatsoever. So now that I have the same remote for the Air2S, I genuinely couldn't be happier. No more having to connect your phone and the like. It's ready to go. So as I said, the update that a lot of people have been waiting for. Do love the Mini 3 Pro. I did a video on why I still think it's one of the best video drones out there, to be honest. But to me, you cannot still beat the huge, lovely 1-inch sensor that's on the Air2S, and of course its insane ability to handle very, very strong wind. And like I just said, weather outside at the moment, absolutely crap. So there we are. But look, that's it for now. There is also a major update to the DJI Fly app as well for Android and for the RC remote itself to handle some of the new functionality. So I'm going to do a separate video on that. Otherwise, as I said, we'd be here too long and all day. So I'll put a link to that video up there when that's up in the next day or so. But look, give me a little thumbs up if you have found this useful. And as usual, no matter where you are in the world, whatever you're doing, until next time, have fun, happy flying.